World War III, a phrase that sends shivers down the spine. But did you know that the next big war might not be fought on our lands or seas, but in the infinite expanse of space? The 21st century has seen the rise of a new kind of geopolitical tension. The United States, China and Russia, powerhouses on Earth, are now extending their rivalries beyond our atmosphere. As they race to explore the cosmos, the specter of conflict looms ever larger. The Moon, Mars, even asteroids are no longer just celestial bodies, but potential strategic outposts. Satellites, once symbols of scientific progress, could become the new artillery, the new battleships. This isn't just about control of resources or territory, it's a struggle for dominance in an arena where the rules of engagement are still being written. As tensions rise, the question remains, are we on the brink of a cosmic conflict? The path to a potential World War III in space didn't happen overnight. It's been years in the making. Let's trace back to the mid-20th century, during the heart of the Cold War. The space race between the United States and the former Soviet Union was not just about scientific exploration and lunar landings. It was a game of power, dominance and one-upmanship, a silent but volatile competition that laid the foundation for future space conflicts. Fast forward to the turn of the century. The space race had cooled, but the idea of territorial claims in space started to heat up again. Countries like China and India joined the fray, making significant advancements in their space programs. The United States, Russia and China in particular, made notable strides in space technology and exploration. By the early 2020s, space had become a new frontier for geopolitical rivalry. Countries began eyeing the Moon, Mars and even asteroids not just for exploration, but for resource extraction. This rush for cosmic resources sparked new tensions. The Moon, once a symbol of human achievement, turned into a potential battlefield. Meanwhile, the militarization of space became a concerning reality. Satellites, once symbols of peaceful communication and exploration, were now being viewed as potential weapons. A new space race had begun, this time not for exploration but for domination and control. As we approached the mid-20s, the situation escalated. Countries started to stake their claims, leading to a complex web of territorial disputes. The competition intensified, with nations rushing to develop technologies that could give them an edge in this new cosmic battleground. And here we are, in 2024, standing on the brink of what could be the first space-based conflict in human history. The timeline of tension has been building up, and it's reached a critical point. The stakes are high and the consequences are unimaginable. But one thing is certain, the next world war, if it happens, won't be confined to our planet. As we stand in 2024, the timeline of tension has reached a critical point. Space, the final frontier, could soon become the front line of a global conflict. In the realm of geopolitics, nations have always vied for control over strategic locations. From the spice routes of the ancient world to the oil fields of the Middle East, control over these areas has often led to power and prosperity. Today we're on the cusp of a new era where the battleground isn't confined to terra firma. It's the vast, infinite expanse of space. Why space, you ask? Well, think about it. Space offers a unique vantage point, a bird's-eye view of the entire globe. It's a high ground in the most literal sense, from which surveillance becomes a breeze. Satellites orbiting thousands of miles above us have the ability to monitor movements on the ground with an uncanny level of detail. In the event of a conflict, this kind of information could prove invaluable. But it's not just about keeping an eye on things. Space also offers a launchpad for weapons like missiles. In the time it takes a conventional missile to travel from one country to another, a space-based weapon could strike any location on Earth in minutes. Speed, precision, and the element of surprise, all rolled into one deadly package. Now, as we look to the stars, we have to consider the implications of turning them into a war zone. The militarization of space is a chilling thought, isn't it? However, in the chessboard of global power, it's a move that some nations might be willing to make. We're standing at a crossroads where the decisions we make today could alter the course of history. Space, once a symbol of hope and exploration, could very well become the theater of our darkest hour. The peaceful exploration of the cosmos might be overshadowed by the thunder of missiles and the glint of military satellites. The potential for a cosmic battleground has turned space into the next arena of global power struggle. Much like the arms race of the 20th century, a new race is on, the race for superior space technologies. In the face of a potential World War III, nations are no longer solely focused on expanding their arsenals with conventional weapons. Now, they're also setting their sights on the cosmos, rapidly developing technologies with the potential to turn the tide in a space-based conflict. Satellites, for instance, have become pivotal players on this new battlefield. These silent observers in the sky serve as the eyes and ears of nations, providing critical intelligence and communication capabilities. In a conflict scenario, the ability to control, disrupt, or destroy these satellites could mean the difference between victory and defeat. But it's not just about satellites. Nations are also investing heavily in other space technologies. Hypersonic missiles, capable of traveling at over 5 times the speed of sound, could reach targets in space within minutes. And anti-satellite weapons designed to incapacitate or destroy enemy satellites are becoming a key part of nations' defense strategies. Innovations go beyond the weapons we traditionally think of. For instance, high-powered lasers and directed energy weapons could be used to disable enemy sensors or hardware without causing large-scale physical destruction. Spacecraft equipped with robotic arms could interfere with or hijack enemy satellites. And let's not forget about cyber warfare. Given the digital nature of space technologies, cyber attacks could potentially wreak havoc on enemy systems without even leaving the ground. A well-placed virus or a sophisticated hack could disable an entire satellite network, crippling a nation's ability to communicate or gather intelligence. In this new age of warfare, the battlefield is not limited to land, sea, or air. It's expanding into the vast expanse of space. The strategies are evolving, the weapons are changing, and the stakes are higher than ever. It's a race not just for dominance, but for survival. The race for space warfare technology could redefine the rules of engagement in this potential World War III. The possibility of World War III in space isn't just a sensational headline, it has serious implications for our future. And what might those implications be, you ask? Well, let's dive in. A space-based conflict could potentially wreak havoc on our everyday lives. We rely on satellites for a gamut of services, from GPS navigation to weather forecasting, and from telecommunications to financial transactions. If these satellites were to become targets in a cosmic conflict, the implications would be far-reaching and devastating. We could be looking at a complete disruption of our digital lives, leading to a cascade of complications on Earth. Moreover, the devastation caused by space warfare wouldn't just be confined to our planet. The fallout could spill over into the cosmos, littering our orbits with debris and making space exploration, or even simple satellite launches, an increasingly dangerous endeavor. This scenario, often referred to as Kessler Syndrome, could potentially trap us on our own planet, cutting us off from the universe beyond. But let's push the boundaries of thought a bit further. What if this conflict extends beyond our dimension? Sounds like the stuff of science fiction, right? But consider this. The rapid development of quantum technologies could potentially open up new frontiers of conflict. We could be faced with the prospect of interdimensional warfare, conflicts that take place not just in our universe but across multiple universes. The mind boggles at the potential implications. As we grapple with these possibilities, we're faced with some serious questions about the nature of warfare. Are we prepared for a conflict that transcends our own planet? Are we ready to deal with the aftermath not just on Earth but in the cosmos and potentially across dimensions? And more importantly, can we prevent such a conflict from occurring in the first place? These are questions that we, as a species, need to seriously contemplate. We need to ponder on our responsibilities not just as citizens of Earth, but as members of a larger cosmic community. As we gaze at the stars, we must ask ourselves, is humanity ready for the consequences of a war that transcends our own planet? The prospect of World War III in space is both fascinating and terrifying. We've journeyed through a timeline of mounting tensions, with geopolitical strains on Earth setting the stage for a possible cosmic confrontation involving powerhouses like the US, China, and Russia. We've ventured into the concept of a cosmic battleground, a theater of war far removed from our blue planet and the rules of engagement we're accustomed to. We've delved into the technologies that would be rapidly developed in this space warfare scenario, with satellites playing a pivotal role. This exploration has raised questions about the nature of warfare beyond Earth's atmosphere, and the potential for conflicts of an interdimensional nature in the future. The implications are serious, the stakes astronomical. As we navigate these uncertain times, the universe watches in silence, waiting to witness the next chapter of human history unfold in the cosmos.